When most people hold a simple Canadian quarter in their hand, they see just a coin, small, metallic, and familiar. But beneath that humble surface lies a deep and fascinating story, especially for coins minted in 2011. The 2011 Canadian 25-cent coin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the iconic caribou on the reverse, might seem like an ordinary piece of pocket change. Yet for numismatists and sharp-eyed collectors, it can represent a tiny fragment of Canadian history, artistry, and sometimes unexpected value. To understand the 2011 Canadian quarter, we have to look at its origins and meaning. This particular design, Queen Elizabeth II on one side and a caribou on the other, has been used in Canada since 1937. It has become one of the longest-running and most beloved coin motifs in Canadian history. The caribou, with its proud antlers and majestic stance, symbolizes the northern wilderness and endurance of Canadian spirit. The sculptor who originally created this design, Emmanuel Hahn, captured the essence of Canada's natural heritage in a way that continues to define the country's circulating coinage. By 2011, the Royal Canadian Mint had already produced billions of quarters since the series began. But the 2011 issue stands out for several reasons. It came during a period of transition when the mint was experimenting with different plating technologies, new minting techniques, and even design variations for special issues. The 2011 quarters were minted primarily in nickel-plated steel, a durable and magnetic composition that replaced the pure nickel coins of earlier decades. This shift was part of Canada's broader movement toward cost-efficient, harder metals that could withstand decades of circulation without losing detail. Each 2011 quarter weighs about 4.4 grams, with a diameter of 23.88 millimeters. The edge is reeded, and the obverse shows the right-facing portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Susanna Blunt. Unlike earlier portraits that showed Her Majesty wearing a crown, Blunt's 2003 portrait is distinct. It shows the Queen without a crown, symbolizing a modern and more personal representation. Around her image, you can read the inscription, Elizabeth II Digi Regina, which stands for Dei Gratia Regina, meaning by the grace of God, Queen. On the reverse, the caribou stands proudly under the inscription Canada at the top and the denomination 25 cents below. The date, 2011, appears prominently beside the antlers, marking the year of minting. The caribou has remained unchanged for decades, though subtle variations in minting and strike quality occur from year to year. Now, let's dive deeper into what makes the 2011 quarter more than just an everyday coin. While hundreds of millions of these were minted for circulation, not all are created equal. Some were struck with remarkable precision, producing flawless surfaces and sharp details, qualities that, when preserved, make them extremely desirable to collectors. Others, however, may contain minting anomalies or die errors that dramatically boost their value. The Royal Canadian Mint, located in Winnipeg and Ottawa, produced the 2011 quarters using advanced high-speed presses capable of striking up to 750 coins per minute. This high-volume production naturally increases the possibility of small errors or defects escaping into circulation. These can include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, planchet errors, or misaligned reading. Collectors have reported several fascinating examples of 2011 quarters with striking errors. A few have shown evidence of partial collar strikes, resulting in slightly distorted edges. Others have minor die chips or breaks near the date or lettering, forming small raised blobs of metal known as cuds. These minting quirks, while often subtle, can turn an otherwise common 25-cent piece into something worth several dollars, or even more, depending on rarity and demand. To illustrate how much condition affects value, let's talk about grading. Coin grading is a process of evaluating a coin's physical condition based on factors like luster, strike quality, and surface preservation. For modern Canadian quarters, uncirculated examples graded by organizations like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company, can command prices well above face value. A 2011 Canadian quarter in MS 60 to MS 63 condition might only be worth a few dollars, but coins graded MS 67 or higher, essentially pristine, with no visible flaws under magnification, can attract serious attention. While PCGS-certified high-grade 2011 quarters are rare in auctions, similar modern issues have fetch prices in the $100 to $200 USD range for top-grade specimens. Now, you might ask, why would anyone pay $200 for a coin that's still technically worth only 25 cents? The answer lies in rarity and perfection. Out of hundreds of millions of coins minted, only a handful survive in flawless, uncirculated condition. These top population coins, as collectors call them, represent the best examples of their kind, and that's exactly what high-end collectors chase. But what about the 2011 quarter's history in auctions? While it doesn't yet rival vintage silver quarters from the 1950s or earlier, it has appeared in several notable sales and listings. For example, on online auction platforms like Heritage Auctions and Great Collections, certified modern Canadian quarters occasionally surface, often in mint sets or high-grade lots. A few 2011 proof-like examples from special collector sets have been listed between $20 and $60 Canadian dollars, while unique mint errors, such as double strikes or off-metal planchets, can range anywhere from $100 to $500 Canadian dollars, depending on severity and condition. Let's not forget that 2011 was also a symbolic year for Canadian coinage. It marked nearly a decade since the Royal Canadian Mint's complete shift away from silver-based circulation coins. While earlier quarters, before 1968, contained real silver content, 80% silver to be precise, the 2011 issues are entirely base metal. However, the Mint also released collector versions in silver that same year, particularly in the Proof Silver set, which included a 25-cent coin with the same design, but struck in sterling silver. These coins, with their mirror-like finish and frosted details, were sold directly to collectors and remain sought after today. Silver-proof versions of the 2011 quarter, especially those still sealed in their original mint packaging, typically sell for $30 to $50 CAD. If graded as Proof 69 or Proof 70 by PGS, they can fetch even higher premiums. A small number of these silver versions have also appeared in heritage auctions, often as part of complete proof sets, achieving prices of $200 or more for the entire collection. It's fascinating how a single year like 2011 can produce such a variety of coins, standard circulation strikes, proof-like collector issues, and silver proofs, all bearing the same basic design, yet each with its own market value and appeal. Beyond monetary worth, these coins also carry historical and emotional significance. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II in 2011 represents a specific era in her reign, graceful, dignified, and widely respected across the Commonwealth. For many collectors, holding a 2011 Canadian quarter is a way to remember a time when Canada continued to innovate in coin technology while maintaining deep respect for its traditions. It's also important to mention that coin collecting in Canada has seen renewed enthusiasm in recent years, driven by social media, YouTube channels, and online marketplaces. Videos about rare quarters worth money often feature examples like the 2011 quarter, reminding viewers to check their change carefully. Some collectors have reported finding nearly uncirculated 2011 quarters in rolls purchased from banks, sparking curiosity about what treasures might still be hiding in everyday circulation. Part of the magic of modern numismatics is that you never really know what you might find. Even coins as recent as 2011 can surprise you. If you happen to discover a coin with exceptional detail, a mirror-like finish, or even a tiny minting error, it's worth investigating. Submitting it to PCGS or NGC for grading might transform a simple pocket find into a small but meaningful profit. The Royal Canadian Mint's attention to quality control is world-class, but no process is perfect, and that's exactly why coin collectors love searching. Every small imperfection, every double line in a date, or every misaligned rim tells a story, a glimpse behind the curtain of the minting process. For the 2011 Canadian quarter, the story continues to evolve. While it's not among the rarest coins yet, it's part of an era that's slowly gaining collector appreciation. As more Canadians and international collectors look back at the early 2000s and 2010s, they're realizing how clean and beautiful these modern designs are, and how hard it will be to find pristine examples decade from now. In a way, Holding on to a perfect 2011 quarter today